Kris, we'll just start with a couple housekeeping items. Do you have an update on Matthias Janmark?
Janmark is feeling well, and he skated this morning, and he'll be playing tonight.
And your starting goalie will be Calvin Pickard tonight?
Calvin is our starting goalie.
Who comes out for Janmark?
Jones.
What do you think, I know last night you said, maybe if I watch things, I might either think differently or the same about the Devils matchup. What do you think coming into this back-to-back tonight?
Yeah, positives, negatives. Obviously, when you lose a game, you find more negatives. We had opportunities in third period to put that game away. Obviously, we had a lead. Unfortunately, we let that go. But, we're a fragile team right now. And when things aren't going your way, you're finding ways to make mistakes and ultimately end up losing games. We have a lot of good players. We have a good team. We just have to stick with it. And everyone's got to play to their identity and play well and turn this around. That's the only way.
A little bit more, puzzling the right word, given that this is a really veteran team. Like, this isn't a young team that's going through this for the first or second time. Like, a lot of these guys have been through ups and downs in the league many, many times. Does that make it a little bit more?
Yeah, it makes it a little more. You think of all the adversity usually that they've handled. They handle it really well, and I've mentioned it before that sometimes being able to handle adversity really well is, positive sometimes, hard other times where it doesn't necessarily incite the emergency button. Getting the guys really having to have a desire to turn it around right away until it gets really bad. But I think we're at that point. I think we're the focus on where we are in the standings. And if you lose some games and you still get comfortable in where you are, but we're getting in the position where, the chances of finishing first in our division or teams behind are who are out of the playoff picture catching up to us, that there should be a lot of urgency to play our best to win as many games as we can.
You feel yourself watching the standings a little bit more over the last little while than you would have early in the year?
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at it a lot more now, during early months of the season, even January. Don't like to look at it too much. I like to look at what our schedule is and how our team's playing, certainly looking at the process. And I think it's really important for us the focus should be on the process, because if we are playing well and doing the right things, we should be winning hockey games. But it's hard not to be looking at the standings and seeing how other teams are doing.
What challenges do the Islanders present?
Well, I know they don't give very much off the rush. I think they're one of the best teams, if not the best team, defending off the rush, not giving up goals. But I think they're a team that works really hard. They're big and they're strong. They make it hard to get to the net. When you do get to the net, the goaltending from them has been outstanding all season. So, you have to really work for your chances. And when you do get your chances, which don't come very often, that's where their goaltender is hard to beat.
Same 60, like John Klipkirk, still not on.
John is not available, and Eki's still in Edmonton.